If you want to start doing the hard things you know you should be doing, I'm going to explain exactly how to do it. Because the truth is, if you keep avoiding these things, you are not lazy or weak. You are caught in specific mental traps that make hard things feel impossible. I'm not some productivity guru who has it all figured out. I'm still figuring this out just like you. So in this video, I'm breaking down the 5 traps that keep you stuck and exactly how to escape each one. The first trap is the perfectionism prison, and this one might be the most sneaky because it disguises itself as having high standards. You want to start something hard, maybe it's working out, learning a skill, or building a business. But instead of just starting, you spend weeks planning the perfect approach. You research the optimal method. You wait for the perfect time. You need the perfect setup, the perfect conditions, the perfect plan. And while you're busy perfecting everything, you never actually start. This isn't having high standards. This is perfectionism. And perfectionism is procrastination in disguise. Here's what's really happening. Your brain is terrified of being bad at something, so it convinces you that you need to be ready before you start. But here's the trap. You can't be good at something you've never done before. The only way to get good is to be bad first. But perfectionism won't let you be bad, so you stay stuck in preparation mode forever. Think about it. The person who starts working out with terrible form gets stronger. The person researching the perfect workout routine for months stays weak. The person who writes badly every day becomes a better writer. The person planning a perfect book never writes a word. Done is better than perfect. And imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time. The tactical shift here is simple. Give yourself permission to be terrible. Set a good enough standard instead of a perfect one. Your first workout just needs to make you sweat. Your first business idea just needs to make you $1. Your first video just needs to get posted. The goal isn't excellence. The goal is starting. Because once you start, you can improve. But if you never start, there is nothing to improve. The second trap is the all or nothing fallacy. And this one is going to completely change how you think about starting hard things. You decide you want to change your life. So you create this massive transformation plan. You're going to wake up at 5 a.m., work out for 2 hours, meal prep for the week, read for an hour, learn a new skill, and completely change your entire routine. Starting Monday. Monday comes, you execute perfectly. Tuesday, still pretty good. Wednesday, you miss the workout. Thursday, you sleep in. By Friday, you completely abandon the plan and you are back to your old patterns. Here's what's really happening. Your brain sees massive change as a threat. It's designed to keep you alive, and sudden dramatic shifts trigger survival mode. So it sabotages your efforts to protect you from what it perceives as danger. But here's the part that is going to shock you. The people who seem most disciplined didn't start with massive changes. They started with ridiculously small actions. The person who works out every day didn't start with 2 hours gym sessions. They started with putting on their gym shoes. Here's the truth. Small actions compound into massive results, but massive actions collapse into nothing. Your brain can't resist tiny changes, but it will fight dramatic ones every time. Here's the tactical shift. Pick the smallest possible version of the hard thing. So small, it feels almost silly not to do it. If you want to start working out, your daily minimum is putting on workout clothes. If you want to eat healthier, your daily minimum is eating one piece of fruit. If you want to start a business, your daily minimum is writing one sentence about your idea. The goal isn't to stay small forever. The goal is to build the habit of starting. Because once you start consistently, scaling up happens naturally. But most people never get to the scaling part because they never master the starting part. The third trap is the motivation myth. And this is probably the most common trap people fall into. You know you should do something hard, but you don't feel like doing it. So you wait. You wait for motivation to strike. You wait for inspiration to hit. You wait to feel excited about the task. And while you're waiting, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and the hard thing never gets done. Here's the problem. You are waiting for a feeling that comes after action, not before it. Motivation isn't the cause of action, it's the result of action. Think about it. You don't feel motivated to brush your teeth. You brush your teeth because you woke up, and that's what you do when you wake up. You don't feel motivated to check your messages. You just do it out of habit. The most consistent people you know don't rely on feeling motivated. They build systems that work regardless of how they feel. Here's what actually works. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. When you start doing something, even though you don't feel like it, motivation begins to follow. Because nothing is more motivating than progress. Nothing feels better than seeing yourself become the person you want to be. But you can't wait for that feeling to start. You have to start to get that feeling. Here's the tactical shift. Stop waiting to feel like doing things. Start building systems that make feelings irrelevant. Instead of "I'll work out when I'm motivated," create a specific time and place for working out. Instead of "I'll study when I feel inspired," set a timer for 25 minutes and just begin. Instead of "I'll work on my business when I'm excited about it," schedule it like any other appointment. The goal isn't to eliminate motivation entirely. Motivation is great when it shows up, but discipline means you don't need it to show up. You've designed your life, so the hard thing happens whether you feel like it or not. The fourth trap is the future self-delusion, and this one keeps people stuck for years without them even realizing it. You know you should do something hard, but you don't feel ready right now. So you tell yourself you'll start next week or next month or after this project is done or when things settle down. You are basically betting on a future version of yourself who will be more motivated, more disciplined, more ready than you are today. But here's the problem. Future you is the same person with the same brain and the same patterns. The circumstances that make it hard for you to start today will still exist next week. The resistance you feel right now won't magically disappear next month. If anything, the longer you wait, the bigger the task feels and the harder it becomes to start. Here's what's really happening. Your brain is playing a trick on you. It's letting you feel good about your intention to change without actually having to change. Planning to start almost feels as good as starting, but planning isn't action, and intention without action is just a comfortable lie you tell yourself. Think about it. How many times have you said "I'll start tomorrow" and then found yourself saying the exact same thing the next day? How many Mondays have been designated as your fresh start only to become another day of delay? The only person who can change your life is present you, not future you, not tomorrow you. You right now in this moment. Here's the tactical shift. Stop making deals with future you. Start making decisions with present you. If something is important enough to do next week, it's important enough to start today. Even if you can only do 5 minutes, even if it's not perfect, even if you're not ready. Because the truth is, you'll never feel completely ready. Readiness is something you build through action, not something you wait for. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now. The final trap is the complexity trap, and this might be the most sophisticated form of procrastination there is. You want to do something hard, so you decide you need a system, a really good system. So you start researching, you read articles about the best methods, you watch videos about optimization, you create spreadsheet and tracking systems, you plan out every detail, every possible scenario, and while you are busy building the perfect system, you never actually use it. Here's what's really happening. Your brain has convinced you that complexity equals quality. The more detailed your plan, the more likely you are to succeed. But complexity is actually the enemy of execution. The more moving parts your system has, the more opportunities there are for it to break down. The more decisions you have to make, the more likely you are to get overwhelmed and quit. Think about it. The most successful people we know don't have complicated systems. They have simple ones that they actually follow. The person who works out consistently doesn't have a 47-step morning routine. They have gym clothes laid out and they go when their alarm rings. The best system is the one you will actually use, not the one that looks impressive on paper, not the one that optimizes every variable, the one that is so simple that you can't mess it up. Here's the tactical shift. Start with the simplest possible version. If you want to work out, your system is put on gym clothes, go to the gym and do something. If you want to eat better, your system is buy healthy food and eat it instead of junk food. If you want to start a business, your system is make something and sell it to someone. That's it. You can optimize later. You can add complexity later. But first, you need something that works. And simple systems work because they are impossible to overcomplicate. The complexity trap makes you feel productive while keeping you stuck. But simple action actually moves you forward. Now, understanding these traps is just the beginning, because knowing what's keeping you stuck doesn't automatically make you unstuck. You still need to understand what discipline actually is. In this video, I break down the 5 biggest misunderstandings about discipline and what it actually means. Remember, the path is yours to walk, and as always, I'm in your corner rooting for you.